y'all.
Hiya.
Still working on my greeting. I don't have it yet. If you have ideas, comment below.
She's trying to lock it in.
I want like a saying when I first say something.
I suggested wubba lubba dub dub, and she said no.
It doesn't feel authentic.
We're back again.
I wonder if it's weird for them to like look at you now, knowing more about you.
Yeah,
you're more human now.
Yeah, I mean, that last, we just got word that the interview with the DJ, our last episode, it's going to be up for Emmys. It's like groundbreaking.
What are the podcast
cinema
awards? Aren't there?
Oh, there's probably podcast
like
awards.
Talkies or something.
Probably. Yeah.
Except for Talkie.
That'd be fun. That's goals, baby. There's got to be podcast awards.
No, there are, actually.
That's goals right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you haven't checked out the last episode, Interview with a DJ, you can get a little more insight into yours truly, baby. Conducted by an amazing interviewer. And stay tuned, because I'm going to flip the script on her down the road. It's coming at you,
You
babe.
just need to know more about me,
Yeah.
so it's coming. I know you're freaking out about it.
I want to know more. I feel we've been together for like dating for...
Does he know it, folks?
over 11 years. Oh, no, a little less than 11 years.
Yeah.
And I feel like I don't even know you.
Yeah.
It's not that I don't know how long we were together. I just suck at mental math, even easy mental math. Everyone's got their thing. I came to the realization, like, I'm not horrible. I'm not a fucking idiot, but I just, like, I don't want to do it. Like, don't make me do mental math.
Literally in the last episode, we're talking about how you wanted to be a mathematician.
Yeah, back then. But I could do calc, not mental math. It's two things.
You know what made me really good at math? Mental math?
I know. Working at a dispensary. Very good.
Which brings us into this week's episode. We are talking today about the power of plants. The power of plants. And this was not supposed to be talked about necessarily, but I used to work in a dispensary. I wasn't selling the reefer. I was like right after college, I moved to Colorado. And what does one do at 22 years old but works in a dispensary?
You go roll some joints, man.
And literally I started there rolling joints, and you would put pre-rolled papers in this huge like hexagonal machine, like one by one, and you would grind up so much weed, and it would be like...
Oh, the paper, there was like cones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're like raw cones.
Sure.
That already have like the mouthpiece in them.
Mm-hmm.
And then you would grind up a bunch of weed and like all of the, things that are left from the packaging.
Sure.
So like the packagers would take like the big nugs and like, weigh them and whatever. And then I would get the scraps.
Interesting. So all of the product was used. Mm-hmm. I love that. That's very...
And I would grind it up and then put it all on top of the holes, and then you like pick it up and move it. It clicks into a different position. This is like back when, like 10 years ago. So it's probably now done by machine.
Probably robots.
And you just slam it down a bunch, and it literally goes everywhere, and it eventually like packs in. And then you like scoop the stuff that came out back into the top, and then you slam it again. Going. And then you pick up each individual one and you twist the tops, and you put them in like a weight thing, a weigher, a scale.
Nailed it. There it is.
Ship them off to the store. That obviously didn't help me with mental math, but then I quickly accelerated in the dispensary industry.
You became a manager.
And I became a manager for the packagers. Now I'm just on a tangent, but why not? It's interesting.
Let's learn more about you.
Was the manager of the packagers. And so then I would get reports from the store that they only had like 8/8 left in ghost train wreck or whatever. So I would go into this huge safe that had pounds and pounds and pounds of weed and pull out the strain that they needed and give it to like Jose. Shout out if you watch this. I loved Jose. Remember him?
Yeah, I met him like once, but yeah, I remember you really liked him.
He gave me a taser for Christmas because he said I needed to protect myself.
And it was a great taser.
It was the best taser I ever had.
And then fast forward, I get it because you gave it?
I gave it to your mom.
Gave it to my mom because my mom needed a taser. I get her one for Christmas and it sucks ass.
It sucked. I'm not safe anymore.
I know.
But yeah, so basically then I would tell them like make this many eighths, this many quarters, this many grams. They would do it. And then we had our own joint roller where I started. And I had to like do math of like the eighths and all the math of like how much we had left, how many eighths we could get out of X pounds. And
she's a little math wizard is what she is.
It was honestly a great job. And I got a raise like every like month, I feel like $1 raise every month.
And you could watch things at work, right?
We literally watched like Trailer Park Boys,
South Park,
and
right?
I don't know South Park.
You know South Park? I feel like you got it. You're in Colorado, no?
Maybe not. We watched a lot of things, and then we would do like comedy, and it was just like chilling. And they would give me all the weed, and I would print out the barcodes and ship it off to the store. It was fun.
Heck yeah.
Then I got into yoga.
A little trip down yesteryear. Do you regret transitioning into yoga from weed?
Always, every day. No, I was bored in the end, but it was like a cool job. And everybody there is like so chill because everybody's high.
Well, so. Just baked.
Yeah, literally. It was like allowed. You would just like go on
as
a
long
break,
as you did your job, like
weed.
you could smoke weed.
Yeah.
Yeah, they'd be hypocrites if they didn't let you, to be honest.
But it's like selling shoes. Like I never smoked back then when I was doing it.
Like selling shoes.
I feel like you get sick of shoes. Like I was around all the time. I was like, sick of weed.
You don't wear shoes anymore if you sell shoes.
Yeah, you never wear shoes.
I get what you're saying. Yeah.
You know? So I like totally stopped smoking because I was like sick of it. Like wasn't cool anymore.
It's like selling a better analogy is like selling ice cream. Like you don't want to eat it because like you still gotta wear shoes. Why aren't you wearing shoes? I'm around them all day. Can't stand them. I never wore them again. I've used that
analogy for 10 years, and the ice cream one's a better one.
I'm tearing it apart. Sorry.
No, you should. That's a bad analogy.
You've used the sell shoes analogy?
Yeah, a lot. In my life, a lot.
I love it.
So the power of plants. Not just weed, but we have a lot of plants in our home. As you can see, we got this cute pineapple one you can't really see from the camera, but there's like a little pineapple on top.
Yeah, this one I got you for. Ooh, this one's new. I got it for Valentine's Day.
Valentine's Day. This one.
That one was from Zach. Zach Burkus.
Burkus got you one for your birthday.
For my birthday when we first moved here. Thank you, Zach. He's still thriving. Well, not like, yeah.
Well, he's not watching this because we're not on Apple.
We got to get on app.
Podcast.
We got to do that. Now we got to do it. Anyways.
So we have plants everywhere, but we had like a gnat problem, but then they came back, the plants. We've had like a cat problem where she's chewed on plants before.
Yeah, she nibbles. I have like
bunnies.
I have a succulent in my studio, and she'll like, it's on my windowsill, and Pip will like walk along it, and I'll, be out of the room, and I'll come back, and like half the succulents are like missing because she nibbles them off. So had to nip that in the bud before she eats the whole damn thing. Both
my parents have really thick green thumbs.
They do.
Like gorgeous plants. I didn't really...
I thought you were going to say like gorgeous green thumbs.
Gorgeous thumbs.
I thought you were going to keep going on the thumb thing.
I'm not terrible at it, but I don't read into it ever. I don't like learn. I just kind of like toss it in and I'm like, here we go. And then things go wrong and I'm like, what's happening?
I know. I'm the same way where it's like, yeah, maybe like a little bit more research could go a long way. But also your parents are older, so it was like trial and error. So we just need to put in that time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I was killing it. My mom got me some like air succulents and I was killing it at first. And then I dropped the ball. It was completely on me. Dead. People say succulents are easy. No. They're literally not.
They're not.
They're not.
They're not. They're not. I've killed every succulent I've had. Yeah. Except for Groot.
Yeah, Groot is the succulent that Pipsy likes to nibble, and he loves it on my windowsill. We should have had him in here. Literally the only succulent that has survived in our house. Knock on wood.
Knock on wood.
We had this whole beautiful succulent terrarium with all different, like, cool. Didn't you get that from someone?
Sprouts. It was like super cheap.
So sick. Lasted a few weeks. Plants are hard, man.
But there is benefits to having plants in your house.
Go on.
Including...
Did you not write it?
Did I not? I thought I did.
Oh, yeah. The benefit of house plants, of course, it's down a little bit. Oh. Of course, the air quality, because plants, they consume, can I say it?
Please.
They consume carbon dioxide, which is what we expel, and they produce oxygen. So it's literally the perfect symbiotic relationship we have with plants.
Through what process is that?
The process of photosynthesis. Mm-hmm. So everyone's winning. How amazing is that? They reduce stress through calming effects of greenery, just like looking at them.
Yeah, like nature. Like
that's true. Yeah. Clarity through improved attention, concentration, and problem solving. Kind of for us.
Yeah.
It is like, like just like anything else, being on a regiment, staying on top of it, like it improves. Yeah, to that point, it improves accountability and responsibility. Mm-hmm. Apparently not me with the damn air succulents, but most of them, I think we stay on top of it. We're pretty accountable. You see a plant that's kind of like, looks like it needs help. You run to the rescue. What else?
Well, Elizabeth was saying the other day that plants, if they're dry, they grow roots deeper down to find water. And so
you can dry them out to make them deeper.
They get stronger when they don't have water. So it's good to actually like let them like wait a little bit.
Interesting.
Which is so cool, right?
Get them resilient, toughen them up. That's cool. Plants are cool.
Plants are cool.
Also, obviously, it enhances the aesthetic of the living space. Mm-hmm. A lot of cool plants. Improved sleep with moisture in the air. Like they reduce the moisture, or they add
they
it?
Expel moisture into the air.
Interesting. So there's a little humidity, which is nice, and reduce noise pollution. I'm curious. Do you know more about that?
Well, anything reduces noise pollution.
That's true. It's like a noise diffuser. Mm-hmm. That's true. Yeah. I guess, if you have like a concrete wall and it's lined with plants, they're going to diffuse the sound. Yeah.
Yeah. Or like a big, like a shrub wall in front of your house is going to like reduce the sound of
on the outside
cars.
Too. Yeah. That's true. Yeah. It's like not only, it deflects, it diffuses. I never thought of it that way. Those we have 2 sick bougainvilleas out front. I was just pruning them today, actually. And they are probably one of the most flourishing outdoor plants we have, right?
Yeah.
We have a bit. It's been a bit of a struggle with our outdoor plants. Florida's it can be really good with like the humidity, but it can be really tough, I think.
Which is so funny because you think like tropical, like everything will thrive. Grass is like so hard. We actually have turf in the backyard because we could not grow grass for the life of us back there.
It's sand. Florida notoriously has really bad soil. It's just like, it was so hard to grow grass in the back, but our turf is freaking sick.
It's the best, yeah. Highly recommend if you're in Florida.
Anyways.
So thank you for that.
No, she got the facts. I just read them.
The history of plant medicine dates back to prehistoric times as early as 60,000 years ago.
Hello.
And there were written records from ancient civilizations like the Sumerians and Egyptians, and then in like China, they were documenting, herbal and plant medicine. The Indians in India were also reporting on it. And they just like had knowledge and use of herbal remedies. So it's been around for a very long time. I mean, it makes sense, right? Like you think of Native Americans even like crushing up different things to like make what they needed, because obviously they didn't have pharmaceuticals.
Yeah. I always like to think of it's the same as like modern, like Western medicine. I always like to think of like the progression it took to get to where they are. It's like, how does like whatever that Native American person know that if you put this on like a wound, it'll heal it? You know what I mean? There's probably some people dying to try that stuff out.
Oh, I'm sure.
They're like, eat this. Let's see what that does. Oh, no, that person died. Next. Not good. Next.
Yeah, literally. I know. That's like crazy to think about.
But, I mean, I'm just so glad that I wasn't part of it. I know we're still trying to learn a bunch of things, but man, there's so many things like the trial and error that just like sketches me out to think about.
Yeah.
But that's neither here nor there.
It's neither here nor there. So plant medicine, usually if I say those words, people probably think of drugs.
Hello, honk honk.
Which is plant medicine. So let's get into that.
She was Dr. Green Thumb, apparently. Down at the dispensary.
Yeah.
Dr. Green Thumb.
Dr. Green Thumb. Mushrooms or psilocybin.
They're technically fungi, but fungi. They're not.
You're a fun guy.
Let's group them in, but just saying they're technically not like a plant, quote unquote. I knew you would hate that. Okay, continue.
So, mushrooms improve health symptoms such as depression, stress. They increase productivity, reduce pain, help with OCD and migraines.
Increase productivity, like.
Well, it depends on what you're trying to be productive about, right?
Thinking about the universe,
or like thinking about like your next thing you're gonna do in life.
I'm sure, obviously, within moderation. If you just blast mushrooms, you're not going to be a very productive citizen. I get it. I'm being a troll.
If you're depressed and you're microdosing, then it helps you to like be more productive because you're like more alive than you would be if you were depressed.
Absolutely.
You know?
No. I'm honestly kidding. I've heard about all those benefits. I wonder. So we have like friends that microdose, and no shade to that, all that. Is it similar to like something like, say, just like Adderall? Like, so Adderall can help you focus if you have ADHD or whatever. Is it something you grow dependent on? Then if you're not doing it, you can go back to like your bad habits. You know what I mean?
Definitely, maybe. I mean, I know therapy is using psilocybin now, and I think if you use it with a therapist, though, it would be like using it to get past the threshold that's holding you back to get over your depression.
And then,
right. And then you get
weaning off.
Right. But yeah, I think if you're like microdosing every day, it's probably similar to anything else like caffeine or weed, whatever, where it's just like, then you end up
like dependent on it. You know, if it's natural, so like that's better than, taking like Oxycontin every day for sure. But still, I think it's just like anything else. Like you can grow dependent on it. And if you don't have it, it could be problematic.
For sure. I do think that anything that's natural like this, personally, is like better for you, just overall, than, an antidepressant that's like given to you over the counter. And I know that's like a weird thing to say, that like small doses of a hallucinogenic is healthier for you than like a pharmaceutical, but honestly, pharmaceuticals are like 10 times worse for you with all of the negative things that could happen.
Yeah. I mean, it gets a bad rap because it's like a drug. It's a psychedelic drug. But yeah, in moderation, it's like you said, it's been proven to have health benefits without any of the potential intense side effects of some of those drugs like Xanax or all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm with you.
So that's mushrooms. Then we have weed or reefer or marijuana. Ganja. What are they? Is it ganja? What do they like call it in dispensaries?
Like herb, greenery.
I don't know, maybe ganja. Weed helps with chronic pain.
For sure.
My dad specifically has been using edibles and stuff to help with his extreme pain for years and years, and like it helps him to fall asleep. He's on like regular painkillers, but like the weed will help him with falling asleep and stuff, which I think is like epic to be able to use something like that versus like these extreme painkillers.
It's literally completely natural, and it's, obviously it's becoming decriminalized and then legalized in most places now, but it's crazy that for years it was like so bad, or painted as being so bad. You know what I mean? It's kind of wild. And like, I get like people are resistant because it does, if like you smoke a lot of weed, you can get like baked and you kind of like seem like an idiot or like you can. And, people felt threatened by that, but it's just so funny that it was like, that's illegal, but X, Y, and Z. Right. It's the classic thing. You know what I mean?
When was the first time you smoked weed? Have you smoked it before?
No.
Tell the story.
First time I smoked weed was in 8th grade. And I remember...
Paint the picture.
It was like me and a bunch of friends. And I remember my one friend, like, You didn't. Oh, we had like we had our stupid, like the DIY like bongs that are made out of the Gatorade container.
Like
there's cans,
bong?
but we would do like it was like a water bong. You make it out of Gatorade, and then you put like a pen cap. We're probably inhaling plastic.
All of college.
Yeah. You put the pen cap in, and I remember I felt like completely fine, and then it hit me, and I remember I looked up at one of our friends, and it looked like he had snake eyes, and I was like,
like tripping.
I was like, dude, you have snake eyes, and then he started like to mess with me, started like acting like a snake, and I was like, no, and it was really funny. That's and then cute. Fast forward later on, I don't think it was that same year, but later on, my mom found the bowl in my car. I got in huge trouble.
Damn. Slexy, a bad boy.
Yes, Lexy's a little bad boy. And it was my friend's bowl, and I didn't rat on him.
Nice.
Yeah, I felt good about that.
But he got it taken away, so that still sucks.
Hey, my mom threw it out, but like he didn't get ratted, and I took all the heat. I think that's a win for him.
That's true. And
I still remember my sister and I were going to go to, you know that story, right? It's not much of a story. My sister and I it was right when Superbad came out. I'm dating myself. Because like Gen Zers are going to be like, that's like a classic comedy, you know? That's an old comedy. We were about to go to Superbad, and we were so pumped. And my mom was like, I need to see your registration, I think, for the car. And I didn't even know what it looked like, my registration. And I was like, Mom, can you just grab it out of my glove box?
Oh, you set it
I literally set myself up. If I would have just opened it up to look, I could have easily just hit it, but I was like, I had no idea, and I was like, do you mind just grabbing it? And she goes in, and she goes, what the hell is this? And then I felt bad because we couldned go to Superbad. I've seen it since, but
damn.
What about you? What's the first time you puffed?
My younger sister is the bad,
she's the bad apple.
Not the bad apple, the bad influence on me.
She's the black sheep.
Wait,
what's our time? Oh, we're good. We got 8 minutes.
She was like, I'm smoking weed with these two boys from high school, whether you come or not. And I was like, well, I guess I have to go to protect my sister. And it was like the saddest thing, because my dad was like, we're going to go to a movie with Eric and Ben. And my dad was like, okay, and he dropped us off at the mall and gave us both $10 for the movie. Then we used it on weed. And I remember us both feeling like really bad about doing it while we were doing it. And it was out of like a can or an apple or a can, like one of the homemade
one of the
ones.
like gross homemade.
Yeah, in this park, and everyone got like a puff, and I didn't feel anything. And my sister was off her rocker, just like so stoned.
She was baked.
And somebody thought that we were setting fires in the woods, and so they called the like Clifton Park security.
Oh, because they saw that.
And so security came not running in their car, drove over the field into the woods.
Was that the field near your house?
No.
Oh, okay.
And so we took off. And Eric and Ben start running really fast. And obviously back then you think you're going to like be murdered if you get caught.
Yeah.
I'm pulling my sister behind me, and she's laughing hysterically. They're running in front of me and keep like just not thinking about it because they're stoned, letting all of the like branches hit me in the face like when they're running. And I'm like holding them for my sister, like trying to get her out.
Was Brie laughing or was she scared?
Yes, she was laughing her ass off. And then we had to call Eric's brother, and he came and picked us up, and we like hid in the back of his van. And I was like so scared, and I was like, I'm never smoking again. And then the next time I smoked was at a friend's party, and it burned my throat so much I kept eating ice.
Oh yeah.
And then I started like freezing, like shivering because I was eating too much ice and I was too stoned to like figure out what was wrong.
Bringing your body temperature down.
And then a friend's parent came in and caught us all, and I like almost peed my pants because I was so stressed that she caught us. And I was stoned.
And you're shivering so hard.
This is not worth it. This is not what everyone says it is. Like, get me away from weed.
Dang. So your first 2 times, it was like...
not good.
Scary.
Yeah.
Nice.
Since then, obviously, we've patched things up, me and weed. But
yeah.
Okay, so it also helps with So chronic pain, MS, epilepsy, PTSD, anxiety, glaucoma to reduce the pressure on the eyeball. A lot of things with Mary Jane.
Yeah. Heck yeah.
There was also this thing that was like, studies say it can help your lungs breathe better. And I'm like, I don't agree with that. Like,
it can help what?
Your like breathe deeper in your lungs. It helps your lungs.
I mean, that might be for specific people, but like, I feel like generally when you're smoking something, it affects your breath capacity for
100%.
sure.
I'll do breath work. I like literally never smoke, but if I do, I'll do breath work the next day in my meditation, and I like literally
you
can't
like shallow breaths. Yeah, I don't know about that. And like when they say it improves focus, it's like who? Well, I guess depending on what are you focusing on? Because if it's like work things, yeah, no thanks.
If it's a movie,
if it's a movie, yeah. If it's like a dope sci-fi, okay.
Yeah.
All right, next.
So then we got cocaine.
I told Elyse she had to bring this up because it is used in medicine. Should I say it?
Yeah, go for it.
Used for numbing through topical agent for ENT doctors, ear, nose, and throat doctors. Which is very interesting. And then leaves are used as a stimulant or to suppress pain and sickness.
It's from the coca plant, which is not the cocoa plant that you think of. It's coca is different.
Yeah, I like to think about, because people found out about it because they tried and they were chewing on it. Just think about like same thing. The first people that like found that out. There's like the natives that are just like, what's this all about? Oh, let's try it, and they're just like, whoa, let's go.
I know, it's so true. When was the first time you tried? I'm just kidding.
No,
I'm just kidding. Then we have ayahuasca, which is actually spelled, you guys, crazy. AYAHUASCA. I put like Iowa when I was typing in, like Iowa.
The state.
Ska. That's like how I spelt it. Not that. Anyways, if you don't know what ayahuasca is, it's made from the bark of the Banisteriopsis vine and the leaves of the Psychotrio viridiana.
Oh, it's mixed?
Shrub.
Interesting.
And they boil it and then you drink it. And people will go to like a lot of times like Peru and different places in South America to be led by a shaman on an ayahuasca journey.
Bless you.
Thank you. Which can last like hours and hours. And then some of them do it like daily or like every other day for like 5 days. And they guide you through it.
Is that the one that makes you throw up?
It can, yeah.
Yeah. It's crazy.
It makes you purge. It affects all of the senses. It alters a person's thinking, sense of time and emotions, and it helps you to go deeper into your subconscious. So the thought behind it with these journeys is that there are untapped like memories and things that you can't really get to because your body protects you from it. So it just like puts up these shields and these layers. And so it like kind of breaks the wall and like forces you to see like your childhood self and like speak to that, or things that have happened, people in your life, like things that you don't view in a way that's clear until you like can be under the influence in this way.
It helps you access like more of your brain in certain ways. It's like the limitless pill.
Yeah.
Except you're absolutely fucked up.
Yeah. I've had a lot of friends do it and they say it's like awesome. And then we have peyote, which is kind of similar in the effects. But this is made from this is more from Native Americans, and it's from a cactus in the deserts of Southern America and Mexico and that kind of place.
Interesting.
It's from the Lophophora williamsi. It helps with pain, used by the Native Americans, lasts between 10 and 12 hours. It creates psychedelic visuals and kind of similar. I've heard it's not as intense as ayahuasca, but it's similar vibe. Yeah.
But they do like the same kind of thing where like shamans lead you.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Damn, dude. I got to meet one of these shamans. They just like make bank off of people.
Yeah. But they have to hold journeys. So much space.
Yeah.
Being around people like on drugs, like going through their worst nightmares, like you couldn't pay me enough money. I don't think.
That's a great point. It's got to be very like emotionally taxing to just like, and you just got to like let them like see it through, or like, how does it even work?
Yeah. I think they just come over and like support you while you're going through it. They also have their helpers. Like there's always helpers.
Sure.
It's not
you
just
got like
one
assistant shamans and
and then we have morphine, which is natural substance taken from the seed pod of various opium poppy plants, which then comes heroin from that.
When I first found out that like morphine, heroin, like opiates are all derived from a poppy plant, I was like, what are you even talking about? I assume it has to be an insane amount of poppies.
Yeah.
Because it's like, how many poppy seed bagels you got to eat to get
high?
Blasted.
Well, they say that if you eat like a poppy seed bagel before a drug test, it might show small traces of drugs.
Really?
Yeah, I've heard that before.
I feel like I would want to do that as a joke and be like,
you just don't get the job.
Like, you want the? I'd be like, you want to see the receipt from Einstein Bagels?
Nice.
Let's go.
Nice.
Moral of the story: keep your receipts if you're eating poppy seeds and you're going to get drug tested. Moral of the story.
You learned it here, folks. How to pass a drug test when you're on heroin. Buy a bagel.
Yeah, buy a few bagels. Buy a dozen. Hell. Buy a baker's dozen. They're like, no, like, this is clearly an insane amount of heroin in your system. You would have to eat so many bagels. I don't think it might not work. It might not work, y'all.
It might not. Try it.
Try it.
If you really want the job and you can't kick the heroin,
try the poppy seed trick. Yeah, buy the bagel trick, you know? Got nothing to lose.
So that's plant medicine.
Love it.
Then we have, that's like drugs. Okay. Then we have plants for medicine from around Earth.
Okay. Let's talk.
So we have herbal medicine. One example, chamomile, which is a flower, and that helps to calm the body. So like chamomile tea is often used right before bed.
I'd love to know like exactly like what it's doing. Did you know like more of the details? It just has like calming effects.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, that's fine. But I feel like I shouldn't be this way, but I feel like sometimes I'm like skeptical. I need to like really...
And it's like
not that I'm skeptical, but I need to just like dedicate like each day to like a different... Oh, we should do this. We should dedicate each day to like a different herbal type of thing. Because I feel like I've never been like, oh, I want to calm down. Let me drink some chamomile tea. I should do it. Have you done that? I feel like you drink calming teas sometimes.
Chamomile's calming effects are often attributed to the flavonoid apigenin, which binds to benzodiazepine receptors in the brain, acting as a mild sedative and promotes relaxation, potentially reducing anxiety and improving sleep.
Cool. Okay. That was on the tip of my tongue. I was going to say, does it bind to the benzodiazepine receptors?
There you go.
That's cool.
I would love to learn something new every day. Let's do it.
I don't know. I feel like, yeah.
I mean, there's got to be something to all of this, right? Then.
Oh, absolutely. I feel like I just like haven't. I haven't delved. Delved?
Delped.
Then
there's echinacea, which helps the immune system. Mint for digestion, which the Cherokee first started with that.
Oh, you just chew a little mint? That's easy.
Chew it or literally soak it in hot water and drink it.
I think if you're having tummy issues,
man,
we should like write this on a board. I feel like we need to do this. Right here.
We did.
I mean, like at home, we need it on a thing.
Yeah.
Anyways, I love this.
You can read some if you want. Ginseng helps with energy.
I knew that, baby. Let's go.
Sex drive and brings balance to the body.
Interesting. Like balance how?
Babe, if I didn't say it, I didn't look it up. Okay?
I love it.
We have ginger for motion sickness and nausea. Which ginger ale, you always would drink that as a kid.
True. Yes. What? I never thought of that. Yeah. I always thought it was just like, it's just like the go-to, it's like the same thing as like, what's another thing where you just like do it because
Pepto-Bismol.
Yeah, you just do it because they say you do it. I never thought that like the ginger actually helps. That's great. Love to hear it.
We have garlic to fight vampires.
Right. True.
Garlic to fight germs and reduce inflammation.
I have heard that. I've heard that
too.
You can take like garlic pills.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lavender to help with anxiety and insomnia. The Native Americans had 4 specific like main things that they would use. Do you want to read those?
Yes. Tobacco for spiritual function through helping white blood cells to work. Oh, wait. Sorry, I skipped a line. The Native Americans used tobacco for spiritual sacrament in a sacred ceremony. Cedar woof? Oh, wood. I was like, I've never heard of cedar woof.
I was typing really fast, you guys.
Cedar wood as an antioxidant and anti-inflammatory. Interesting. Like maybe like put it in a drink. Mm-hmm. That rocks.
Yeah, soak it.
I want to mess with all this stuff. Cedar woof. It also promotes promotes immune function through helping white blood cells to work better. Wow, cedar wood? Let's talk. And it smells great.
Cedar woof.
Cedar woof, baby. You got me cedar woofing over here. Sweet grass is vanilla scented and used in smudging.
So smudging is like cleansing energy.
Oh, cool.
In the room.
I didn't know that.
Like sage.
It treats cough, sore throat, and fever. Sage is also used to smudge. I knew that. That helps to like treat the energy in the room. We've done that here before.
Yeah, all the time.
And prep for a ceremony plus antifungal, antiviral, and antioxidant. Wait, I have a funny story. One time, I didn't know about like sage, that you can like burn it and take it around a house. And one time my roommate back in college, he would always stay up super late. Shout out Ian. He got like a stick of sage. Granted, we never ever did incense. We never even did candles. We were like dumb college boys. And one night, Ian, I think he must have been drunk, decided like tonight's the night to do fucking sage. Never ever before. And you're supposed to like burn like, a little bit of it, walk it around. I woke up the next morning, again, like I would go to sleep probably, like midnight, but he would stay up. He was a night owl. He would stay up mad late. I woke up and the house smelled. I never knew what the smell was. It smelled insane. I thought like something was burning. I don't even know what it was. I was like, what the hell is this smell? I was searching around and finally I saw like the stub of a piece of sage. Still didn't know what it was. I thought like Ian had like cooked something and burnt it by accident. So I threw it away. And later on that day, he's like, yo, have you seen my sage stick? And I was like, that's what that was? I was like, the house smelled horrible, dude. Now I know. Well,
it's funny. The other day I lit sage in my yoga class because the class before it left some stinky smells.
Sure.
And I lit sage, but the like mixture of sweat with sage, some woman in my class was like, it kind of smells like weed. I'm not complaining, but I was like,
interesting.
That's funny.
Had a little like,
because it's a plant,
stank to it. Yeah. Let's continue with the Native Americans. They knew what the hell they were doing.
Oh, yeah.
So it talked about sage, St. John's wort, which apparently is a plant. Yeah. It's for depression, tea tree oil for pimples. I knew that for sure.
That's what I use.
Were the Native Americans treating pimples?
No, so Native Americans are done after sage. St. John's wort was just another one that I added to the list.
Oh, okay.
And then tea tree oil for any sort of blemishes on your face. They help to dry it out like really quickly. That's like all I use when I have blemishes.
Yeah. And then aloe vera for burns and skin irritations. We all know that. You get the sunburn, pop on the aloe vera. Feels great.
Feels great.
Good facts, babe.
So take that with you guys. Like start sucking on ginger if you're feeling motion sickness.
Literally, I want to do some of this. Like I want to write this all out and like get into this, get holistic. I need to stop drinking Ghost Energy and start
ginseng.
Start doing ginseng.
Of course, there's like the cocoa plant.
She wants to start blasting.
A coca plant.
She wants to start blasting lines of cocaine to stay awake.
Cocoa plant, which is coffee beans, and that would be made into coffee.
Yeah.
So that's also a plant.
But then there's the cacao, which is made into chocolate, right?
Yeah. And cacao.
And I thought cocoa beans were also
chocolate. Cocoa is chocolate. Cacao is separate.
Oh, okay.
You can make cacao chocolate, though.
But I think cocoa beans are like the true milk chocolate, like Hershey's. So. Mm-hmm. I mean, we've been to the factory.
Multiple times.
We know. Yeah, we've been on the Hershey's ride.
So then we have plants for food. We have carrots, which are rich in beta carotene, which converts to vitamin A, which is good for vision and immune function.
You know, it's not good for vision and immune function. Don't eat hot dogs on white bread as your only diet. Wasn't that the thing in the news? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I don't mean to laugh. There was like a kid who only ate Wonder Bread, like white bread, and I think hot dogs, and like went blind because it was a lack of all nutrients. So don't do that. He got it
back though, I think, didn't he?
He started eating some carrots, probably. Imagine that, dude. Yeah. I was a young person, probably in their like teens.
They were British too, so not American. Hell yeah.
Well, yeah, listen up,
That sounds
Brits.
like an American thing.
That sounds exactly like an American thing. Like eat like Midwest, like Iowa, ayahuasca. Italian. Imagine that.
Sounds like you said Italian.
Yeah. Oh, I said Italian from whatever. A callback.
Italian.
Imagine having
yuck
a diet that bad that you go blind. Yuck. All right, sorry.
So then we have leafy greens for vitamins, minerals, antioxidants.
Who likes leafy greens so much? Aside from you.
Rue.
Nice, babe.
Our bunny, obviously. Loves carrots too.
She loves kale.
Berries for antioxidants to help protect cells from damage. Beetroot for vitamins and minerals. Broccoli is high in vitamin C and K and protein. Kale, this is a fun fact, has more calcium than meat per calorie.
What?
Who would have known?
Me likey.
Spinach for magnesium for muscle and nerve function. Celery for anti-inflammatory. Cucumber for hydration. Lettuce is high in fiber and helps with the fiber. It helps to clean the digestive tract.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, you know, it's funny.
Plus like so many more, but those are the ones that
I heard that once upon a time. I feel like my uncle told me this way back. It's like, you know how like you have these snippets of info just like in your head? Mm-hmm. I think historically certain cultures would eat salads at the end of meals instead of appetizers because lettuce helps clear out the digest. It's like it's a digestivo or whatever. Like it helps digestion.
Cool.
Yeah. Food for thought, y'all.
Food. So now we have facts. I'm going to go first because mine ties right into what we were just talking about.
I'm going to bring mine up as you talk.
Okay.
Go ahead.
You kind of know this anyways. So lectins, you may or may not have heard of these, but lectins are proteins found in many plants that bind to carbohydrates. And why does that matter?
Why does that matter?
You might be asking.
I'm asking.
These are the plant's defense mechanisms against intruders. So whether that's an animal eating the fruit or, you know, a human eating the fruit, it's usually in the seeds and in the outer skin of, so think of a tomato, the outer skin and the inner seeds hold the most of this small dose of poison. I know poison sounds intense, but that's why if you eat certain vegetables with lectins or certain all legumes have them, then you'll feel bloated or you'll feel really gassy. And that's like literally creating holes in your gut for a leaky gut, which gut health is like so important now, especially, but like we're learning that like the gut has a microbiome and it can think and it can talk to the rest of your body. And so like a leaky gut, an unhealthy gut can create like every other problem in your body and your health. So
communicate with your gut, y'all. Do it.
Lectins also interfere with nutrient absorption. And and they resist being broken down in the gut. So that's why your body just ends up kind of rejecting them. This is legumes. So that would be peanuts, beans.
Like so much good shit, y'all.
Lentils, like a lot of the things that a vegetarian would eat. Edamame, like all of those kinds of foods. And then nightshades, which are pretty much any vegetable with seeds. So that's eggplant, zucchini, tomatoes, cucumbers,
like red bell
peppers.
It's like a lot of shit, y'all.
Squash, like all the things. So basically, like I'm a vegetarian, but I don't eat any nightshades unless obviously somebody cooks them for me. Then I'm just gonna like shut up and eat them. And I don't eat any legumes either because I've realized that when I eat certain foods, I feel terrible, and my stomach like the whole next day has a lot of herpelation. No.
Oh.
Not herpelation, that's the hair one.
Borborygmus.
Borborygmus.
Where you get like...
Where it's like really loud, my stomach the next day. So once I cut them out and I like stick to the veggies that don't have the lectins in them, I like feel good. So my point here is like, that's not for everyone. So just like try it out. And if you do want to eat certain things, like they say, if you pressure cook the legumes or let them soak for a really long time, it like strips away a lot of the lectin poison. And same with like tomatoes, if you take off the skin and you take out the seeds, which makes sense if you think about a lot of vegetables and fruits, we like automatically take out the seeds, but then in some we just like eat them.
True. Like a lot you take out the seeds.
Yeah. Like an apple, you never eat the seed.
You're not eating the seed in the avocado. You throw that thing away, baby.
Right. So that's lectins for you.
Lectins, baby.
Let it ruin your life.
Look out for lectins. All right, so it's my fact?
Your fact.
This is
Sorry if that was too long, you guys. I'm just really passionate about lectins.
She's passionate about it, and it's very helpful. Excuse me, once again, burping a bunch. I don't avoid them as much as Elyse, but I mean, it adds up. It makes perfect sense, honestly, especially your last point about like most or a lot of vegetables, we get rid of the seeds anyway.
Yeah.
Anyways, all right, my fact. This is a little plant history, y'all. During the 1600s in Holland, tulips were so valuable that their bulbs were worth more than gold. The craze was called tulipmania or tulipomania and caused the crash of the Dutch economy. Isn't that fun?
That is fun.
I don't know much about it, but
how strong was the Dutch economy in the 1600s anyways?
Right. Yeah,
I could see it just taking a tulip bulb to crash.
A very frail economy. Yeah, I mean, did it so I didn't look too much into it, obviously. I literally just read that blurb. Did it crash the economy because it was so like accessible to grow these plants? You know what I mean? Why it like I guess it just devalued gold, which was like what the economy was based on. I don't know.
I have no idea.
It's pretty interesting.
That is interesting.
Tulips. That's crazy. And just because of their aesthetic, I want to know more about tulips. TBD or to be continued.
That was Holland?
It was in Holland. Yeah, I mean, they're known for all those beautiful tulip fields. Yeah. Anyways, yeah, pretty interesting.
Next.
How well do you know your partner? Or as we like to say, HWTYKYP.
So we have a few questions and we'll guess each other's and we'll see if we're right.
It's a crowd favorite. I know you guys love this one, so we'll see how it pans out.
Classic tale. Okay, so first, what is Slex's favorite vegetable? Ooh.
Okay. I think you know it.
I think I do too.
Oh my God. Hold on. I literally can't spell.
Yeah.
I think she knows because no one can spell it. Already. All right.
3, 2, 1.
Broccoli.
Me too.
Oh, it's 2 C's, 1 L? Or is it 2?
That's what you did.
That's what I did.
I think it is.
No one actually knows how to spell broccoli, but yes, that's it. Yeah, it's so versatile. I love that it's got that like substantial kind of like meatiness to it.
Yeah.
Oh, you need that? Oh yeah, your sucks. Just watch you don't. No, you can use it. No, I just didn't. Okay. Yeah, I love. I mean, you can use it in so many ways. Love broccoli. All right, next. The next question is for Elyse. What is your favorite way to get protein?
Because I know you're wondering. Since
Everyone's wondering.
All right. Here we go.
Okay.
Let's go natural, not fake meat. I also don't eat tofu, so because that's also from soy.
She can be tough sometimes. Sometimes I'm like, just eat it. Just kidding.
3,
2, 1.
Broccoli.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Broccoli has a lot of protein in it, actually, guys.
I almost didn't put broccoli because I was like, oh, of course, there's no way it can be the same thing. But
Fun.
I stuck with it.
You tell me to eat a lot of broccoli.
Love.
Also,
yeah.
My board is getting so gross.
We'll give it a good scrub.
Yeah.
Your board's disgusting.
Can I use your... Try this.
You're just smearing it around. Yeah.
Okay. Next.
What do we got?
Slexy's.
Slexy boy.
What is a medicinal plant that Slex uses most?
Okay.
Cocaina.
This is no contest. The poppy seed, baby. I eat a dozen poppy seed bagels a day. Here, don't show yours to me. Cocaine. All right.
3, 2, 1. Caffeine.
Yeah, coffee. Yeah. Yeah, the coffee bean. It's technically derived from a plant, so it makes me feel good. Love coffee.
People say there's been studies that say that drinking a little bit of caffeine a day helps your memory and your brain function.
That's what I'm talking about.
But you know who probably says all these things, you guys? Like literally the PR people for coffee. And literally like the people for kale are like, oh, it's great. My sister sent me a video the other day and this guy's like, kale is not actually good for you. And it's like, shut up.
It's just some guy that doesn't like kale.
Let me have this.
Yeah.
All these people spewing all their thoughts. It's like, just let me have it.
What was the joke you made that there's like a new rage, the sumo oranges?
Yeah.
That are like super popular now. They're and Elyse made a joke saying like the PR guy for kale probably stepped in to help push the sumo oranges. Good joke. And you might be right.
I feel like I'm right.
The PR team, the marketing team for kale, like knocked it out of the park. Probably about 10 years ago?
Yeah, probably 10 years
ago. Literally I've never heard of kale. And then all of a sudden it's everywhere. And I love kale. You can do so much with it.
I mean, maybe it's because we didn't eat it, but even avocados, I feel like I never grew up knowing what an avocado was. And then literally I got older and it was everywhere.
I maybe had guac here and there growing up, but it's way more common. And that probably has to do also with like, it's as the popularity grows, it's more present, it's imported more, all that kind of stuff. Who knows? But
yeah, but who puts it in your head that you'll like it?
Wow.
The kale PR people.
It's big avocado.
Okay, next.
Big kale.
Elyse, if I could be a plant, what would I be?
Oh, that's a cute one. I think I know.
Any plant? Or are we talking food plant?
No, any plant.
3, 2, 1. Aspen
Sunflower.
tree.
Oh, aspen. That's cute.
Because they're all connected by...
Yeah, you can like communicate with your homies.
They all, you'll never see just one aspen alone. There's always like a splotch of them and they all are connected through the roots and they communicate.
They say it's like one of the biggest maybe one of the biggest plants as far as not tallest. Yeah, because there's a massive, if you see like a aspen forest, there's a massive interconnected system of roots underground, which is sick, and they all communicate with each other.
Sick. It's very cool.
I thought sunflower because I know you love them, and you're just like a shining bright light. Oh, we lived in the Rhino area, which is, for those of you who don't know, in Denver. It's like River North. It's kind of like this hip, up and coming kind of area. It's popping now, but at the time, it was still kind of the hood. Yeah. There was a SWAT team that showed up outside of our apartment complex one time, and there was like a shooting. Doesn't matter. We had this really cute plot of plants in front of our house. One of the most redeeming factors of the whole property were these beautiful sunflowers. There's a ton of them.
They're gorgeous.
Yeah, it was like my
dream to have all these sunflowers there. It made me so happy every time I came home.
They were flourishing. They looked insane. Like I honestly, it was hard to believe that they were in front of our house. It was so beautiful.
And speaking of people who like never learn about how to grow plants, we literally just sprinkled sunflower seeds.
Oh, did we do it?
Hoped for the best and left them and didn't do anything.
Yeah, we didn't water them.
They were beautiful.
Yeah, and we come home. Oh, and we lived. It was a fourplex, and there were these shotgun style units. You could tell it was obviously just a single family house converted into 4 units, whatever. And our neighbors was this older couple, Val and
George.
Yeah, Val and George, and super nice, but the old people just have like their tendencies. And one day we come home and George, he was always doing stuff, right?
He's like 80 years old with a broken back.
Yeah,
he can barely work in construction every day, all day.
Yeah, worked his ass off. Poor guy had a horrible back, was hunched over all the time.
Val always had to run him baths.
Yeah.
And he never, side note. No, he would always say, "Hi, Chris. Hey, Chris. Hey, Chris." He had very broken English. And he'd only call me neighbor because he never would remember my name. So every time I saw him, he'd go, "Hey, neighbor." And I'm like, okay.
Hey, neighbor. He always knew my name. Great guy. But anyways, always doing shit. It's like, George, you got home from work, settle down. One day we get home and we look outside and we're like, what the hell is George doing? He's cutting down all of the sunflowers. Didn't consult. Mind you, again, there's 4 of us, or 4 inhabitants, and we all like the sunflowers. George just goes on his own mission, chopping all these sunflowers down. Elyse and I rush out, and we're like, "George, what are you doing?" And he's like, "Nah, man, the bees, like, they're attracting the bees, man. It's too much." And it's like, yeah, because flowers attract bees.
In a good way.
In a good way, because they help pollinate. They weren't like dangerous wasps. And it's like this mother trucker cut down this full field. That was like a small field. But still, our beautiful sunflowers because of the bees, you insane man. And, it's like, what are we going to like? He had already done it. What are you going to like fight him?
Yeah, it was a bummer.
Anyways, it was a sad story.
Okay, so we got
all of them.
3. No, because you said sunflower and I said aspen tree. But we got 3 or 4, which is really good.
That's actually really good. The broccoli one was great. I'm pumped about that.
Okay, so now we're going to end with fact or fiction. Slex has something that he's going to read me, and I have to guess if it's true or false.
Okay. Let me see if I can read my handwriting. I wrote it really small at the bottom. Let me just give it one look. Okay. Fact or fiction, young Elyse. The corpse flower emits a foul, rotting flesh-like odor as a defense mechanism to repel potential predators.
True.
False. So it is a real plant.
You're so good at lying to me.
So it is a real plant, and it does, like,
I've seen it.
Have you seen it?
It comes out once every 100 years, and in Denver it came out. Me and my dad went and saw it.
Did you smell it?
Yeah, it stunk.
Is it disgusting?
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like I remember you going to that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, so half of that's true. It does emit a disgusting rotting flesh-like odor. There we go. However, the primary purpose is actually to attract carrion beetles and flesh flies, which are its primary pollinators, by mimicking the scent of decaying matter. Because obviously,
that's interesting.
Yeah, like certain insects are attracted to that disgusting smell. So in an evolutionary way, it now mimics that smell. So isn't that crazy?
It's huge.
Let me see. Oh yeah,
it was at the Denver Botanical Gardens.
Yeah, so apparently it's a very it's rare, and like Elyse said, it doesn't bloom that often, but it has just the most disgusting smell, which I think is fascinating.
That's crazy.
And that was my fact.
I love that, babe.
Thank you. Tricked you.
I feel like you've tricked me on every single one.
Because I present them so professionally.
I just got so excited that you mentioned something I know that I was like, true.
Well, to be fair, I don't know. I need to dig more into it. But I can imagine that that's a secondary benefit. Like, I'm sure, because I think it's found in the rainforest. I'm sure, maybe would-be predators that would mess with it would be like, oh, it's stinky, I'm out of here.
Yeah.
But I know that's apparently the primary reason.
I love it. It's like, I need to mate. Take
yeah,
from
they're
me.
like, you gotta spread the wealth, get over here, flies and beetles. Let's do some work.
I love that. Well, this was fun. I hope that we gave you some information on eating plants. I literally know people that don't eat plants and they just eat meat, and you should eat some plants.
And if you don't eat them, at least enjoy them. Get them in your house. It's a beautiful thing. It really enhances the environment.
And then also eat some things that are green.
Yeah. Eat some plants. Eat some veggies. All that good stuff. And before we go, just like last episode, we are drinking usual wines once again. We're drinking the champagne, or the Prosecco, I should say, right?
Prosecco, yeah.
And it is delightful. So thank you.
No, sparkling, because it's from California.
Yeah. Sparkling wine from California. Thank you again, Usual Wines, for the delightful libations.
And these are our second new cups.
Cheers.
But now we're out of cups again, so if you have cups we can borrow.
We gotta keep buying. I don't know what we're gonna do here.
Hand them over.
Thanks for stopping in to We Don't Know Anything. This is episode 15. It's a big 15.
Big 15. Love it. We will see you next time.
Cheers, y'all.
Bye.